Hey guys, Ashley from Ltkcuties here, and today I'm going to be showing you a video tutorial on how to make the Meadow sunflower coasters. And all the supplies needed with the links are in the description box below. And let's get started. Okay, so you want to start with your brown cotton yarn, and you're going to make a magic circle. And now we are going to be chaining 2, 1, 2, and we are going to be making 10 puffs into this magic circle. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So then now you're just going to get your little tail, and then you're just going to close your circle just like this, and then you're going to join to the top of the puff, not the chain 2. So just join to that, slip stitch, and then now we're ready to begin round 2. So you'll have 10 puffs in your magic circle. Okay, so now we are going to begin round 2. So we are going to chain 2. This does not count as a stitch. And we are going to begin our cluster puff. So we're going to insert our cluster puff right in between this chain 2 from the first round and our puff. So you yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. Now we are going to finish our cluster puff by yarning over, inserting our hook in this next space, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. Now we're going to yarn over, and we're going to pull through all of the loops on our hook. And then you're going to chain 1 to close it. So we made our first cluster puff. Now this round we have 10 cluster puffs total. So what we're going to do, we're going to yarn over, you're going to insert your hook into the same exact space you just finished in, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook again, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into this next space, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all of the loops, and chain 1. So you're going to continue to do this all the way around. Begin your cluster puff, finish in here, begin it again, finish in here, and do this all the way around. And I'll meet you back here right before we join. Okay, so now we're ready to join to our first cluster puff of the row. So after you yarned over in this last cluster puff space, you're going to yarn over and you're going to insert your hook into this same space that we started in. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and then pull through all of the loops, chain 1 to close, and we're gonna slip stitch to join right here, not in the chain 2. Okay, so now you have 10 cluster puffs for round 2. Okay, so now round 3, we're going to chain 2, does not count as a stitch, and we are going to puff in this first space. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook, chain 1 to close, and now we're going to make a cluster puff. So we yarn over, insert our hook into the same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert our hook in the same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert our hook into this next space right here, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the loops on your hook, and chain 1. Okay, so let's do another one. I'm going to do a puff. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the loops, chain 1 to close. Now we're going to make a cluster puff. Yarn over, insert the hook in the same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over again, insert your hook into this next space, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook, chain 1 to close. So you're just going to continue doing this, puff, cluster puff, puff, cluster puff, all the way around, and then when you're finished with round 3, you will have 10 puffs and 10 cluster puffs. But I will meet you back at the end to join. Okay, so now that you're at the very end and you begin part of your cluster puff, you're going to yarn over and we're going to insert our hook right here. So right in your first space where you made the puff. So you yarned over, you insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook in the same space, pull up a loop, then you're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through all those loops on your hook. Chain 1 to close, and you're going to join right here in this stitch, the top of your cluster puff, not the chain 2, or the top of your puff, I'm sorry. Slip stitch to join, and now we are going to cut off, leaving a little tail to weave in when we're finished, and I yarn over and I pull through and I just pull it all the way in, up, and I just tighten it. And now we're going to add in our yellow yarn. Okay, so we're going to make a slip knot. And then add your hook. Oops. Now I like to start the round right where I left off. So I just move that tail out of the way. I add in my yarn, I insert my hook in the same space, pull up a loop, and then I slip stitch to add my color on. and then I just kind of like pull the other color loop so there's no bulkiness right there. So this round we are doing all cluster puffs. So we're going to chain 2, it doesn't count as a stitch, yarn over, insert your hook in the same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into this next space right here, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the loops on your hook, and you're going to chain 1. Okay, so we made our first cluster puff. Now we're going to start our next one. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into this next space, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook to the same space, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook. So now you have 2 cluster puffs. And you're just going to keep doing this all the way around until you have 20 cluster puffs. And I'll meet you back at the very end to join with you guys. Okay, so now we are about to complete our round, but first we have to close out our last cluster puff. So you just began the first part. Now you are going to yarn over, insert your hook into the same space that we started in, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the loops on your hook, chain 1. Now you're going to join to this stitch right here, not the chain 2, but right here at the very top. Oops, doesn't want to join. Okay, so now we have round 4 complete, and this yarn is so pretty for a sunflower. Now you can make the color combos represent any flower that you'd like. I've made this to represent a daisy. There's just so many possibilities. Okay, so for round 5 we are going to be making the petals. So what we're going to do is we're going to be working in the spaces. So all the spaces, not the stitches, unless except for slip stitching. So we're going to chain 1, half double crochet, double crochet, all in the same stitch. We're going to do a treble crochet, so you yarn over again, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, yarn over, pull through all the rest of the 2 loops. Now we're going to do a picot stitch. So we chain 3, we slip stitch in the first chain, treble crochet again, so you're yarning over twice, insert your hook in the same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2. Now we're going to double crochet, and then we're going to half double crochet. Now we're skipping the next stitch and we are slip stitching in the next stitch. So there's our first petal. Okay, so now we are going to start our next petal. So we're going to yarn over and we're going to do a half double crochet in this space, then a double crochet, then a treble crochet, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we're going to do our picot stitch. So you chain 3, slip stitch to the first chain, treble crochet, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, double crochet, half double crochet. Skip the next stitch, slip stitch in the next. Okay, so now we've made 2 petals. In total, you're going to be making 20 petals. So continue doing this all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. Okay, so now that you're finished with all 20 of your petals, you're going to just join to this first space right here. I'm just going to slip stitch. And then you just cut off. And these are your petals. And this takes probably maybe 50 yards or less. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure. I know it's under 50 yards. And these make great gifts. They're so cute. And I have a link to the yarn that I use, the same exact yarn, where I purchased these, and these are a really good craft show item to have. They whip up so quick and everybody loves sunflowers. It's always a great gift. And in my shops I also have a sunflower keychain and a sunflower placemat, which I'm also going to put those links in the bottom also. And this is your cute coaster. And if you guys want to see more of my videos on other patterns that I publish, please make sure you like and subscribe, and you will receive those notifications as I update.